Jeff Bezos snubbed a White House advisor on a meeting about fake products on Amazon. And aside from opening like that, I do want to also mention one of the things I dislike about MSN News is the fact that they cover half the screen with these ads. I wish I was getting paid for that IBM banner display. But anyway, hey everyone, this is Kevin, the Apptrepreneur. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here and you happen to really like this video, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification. We upload videos on a daily basis, rants, news, editorials, interviews, premieres, live streams, all that jazz, and you will want to be notified of when those videos go up. Now then, this is kind of a follow-up to a video that I did a few weeks ago, that basically the Trump administration wanted to get on eBay and Amazon's case that there are too many fake products on the platform. And this is not something I disagree with. eBay and Amazon have a lot of fake products, and it should be easy to notify these companies that the products are fake. Let's pull this down just a little bit. See how intrusive this ad is? Like, you have to go all the way down. Anyway, losing track. And, you know, we're talking about like cheap Chinese iPhone cases, shirts. My wife, I'm not throwing her under the bus by the way, but my wife saw a shirt on Amazon. It was a sweatshirt of Baby Groot holding Baby Yoda. Adorable little shirt. She bought it because she can't help herself, and that's one, you know, she's cute that way. And we get it, and she loves it, by the way. So I guess this is not money poorly spent, but it's not an official product by the Disney company. Like, Disney did not make this. In fact, you can even tell it's a fake product. She doesn't care. Again, she just likes Baby Groot and Baby Yoda. And so the White House is trying to make this a priority. Now, I do have concerns about this, of course, because when the government gets involved, they tend to overreach. Because, I mean, I'm trying to think of a situation like, okay, like let's say you make a situation like if someone like reports an item is fake, maybe that item needs to come down until an investigation be done, but then you have very competitive sellers who might have like a team of people whose job is to go around false flagging listings to basically get similar products that they sell off the site so that your item is the one. It's kind of interesting the chaos that can reign from this. Nevertheless, it needs to be talked about. But we know one person who doesn't want to talk about it, and that is Jeff Bezos. So, you know, Lex Luthor himself, shockingly, doesn't want to talk about how his company might be contributing to a problem in society and being part of a solution to fix it. I would expect nothing less from the arch nemesis of Superman. So let's look at this article. The day before the Trump administration, led by Navarro, published a 54-page report alleging that e-commerce giants such as Amazon have become marketplaces for counterfeiters, undermining U.S. firms and hurting consumers. Navarro said he had for months been seeking a one-on-one meeting with Bezos to secure help from Amazon in cracking down on counterfeiters, but he was continually rebuffed. Now he had his chance. On the second floor of the Washington Hilton in the midst of the party, Navarro approached Bezos and pressed him for a meeting. According to Navarro, Bezos agreed, which, hey, here's the thing. Give Lex Luthor just a little bit of credit. If he agreed to a meeting, that's good, that's great. Yeah, maybe he's doing it as like a courtesy thing just to show he's taken the matter into consideration, but might not actually want to do anything. But hey, you're going to do the meeting, fine. I'll take the baby steps, as they say. Yeah, Bezos said, just call Jay Carney. Tell him we'll meet. We'll get it done, he said, referring to Amazon's senior vice president of global corporate affairs, according to Navarro. But now, Amazon is offering only to have senior executives meet with Navarro, not its chief executive, the White House advisor said. This has escalated a long-simmering tension between the Trump administration and the United States' largest e-commerce company. By the way, if Trump does not get reelected, and I unfortunately think he will be, I think the next president will have just as big of a problem with Bezos as Trump does. In fact, it's actually funny. Amazon is kind of like this political bridge, if you will, between, like, this creates like bipartisan support. Trump doesn't like Amazon because they are undermining other businesses, and like people like Bernie Sanders doesn't like Amazon because they pay their workers crummy and treat them like garbage. And of course, there's those lifelong back problems. So yeah, Amazon, we're going to be talking about them for a long time. Oh, my shoulder's itching all of a sudden. Sorry, folks. But here's the thing. So basically, Bezos is snubbing the Trump administration, and he will snub the Sanders administration or the Buttigieg administration or the Biden if it comes to pass. And Navarro is fuming. In an interview with the Washington Post, who I think Amazon owns, ironically enough, he accused Bezos of backpedaling. Amazon officials would not comment on the specifics of the encounter. The dinner party meeting and its aftermath reveal how Navarro and Trump, to a certain extent, remain at odds with Bezos, one of the world's most powerful chief executives. This sentiment does not seem to be universally shared with the West Wing. A few hours after the Navarro run-in, Bezos, who owns the Post, hosted Trump's daughter Ivanka, her husband Jared Kushner, and top Trump advisor Kellyanne Conway for a party at his house in Washington. Well, there's a reason Lex Luthor is doing that. Let me tell, and first of all, I will say that Ivanka, I've heard a lot of great things about Ivanka. In fact, I've even heard that she and Chelsea Clinton are actually really good friends because Ivanka doesn't let politics get in the way. You'll notice, by the way, that out of all the Trump family members, aside from Barron, Ivanka is by far the most silent. She doesn't get into her father's battles for the most part. She doesn't speak out too often. She lets her dad do her thing, and she lets the politicians fight it out. But she also has like a big influence on Trump. So Bezos probably wants to sweet talk her so that she'll go to Trump and say he's really not that bad. So there's a play being done here. But Navarro has a broad portfolio within the White House, and his top focus of trade and manufacturing is directly tied with Trump's economic agenda. Navarro has said abusive trade practices such as the sale of counterfeit goods give Chinese companies an unfair advantage over U.S. firms, a sentiment Trump has often shared. I agree, by the way. Navarro held a meeting with the then chief executive of eBay, Devin Wenig, about the issue and has pushed for a similar audience with Bezos. Trump has also signaled out Bezos personally attacking the news organization he owns. Well, anyway, that's not here nor then, because here's where we need to get back. Navarro said Trump is angry over the trade of counterfeit goods on Amazon and thinks it's outrageous what the e-commerce platforms are getting away with at the expense of brick-and-mortar retail stores in the United States. Not to mention other e-commerce stores. Because here's the thing. There's a reason, a good reason, unfortunately, why you don't see a lot of third-party selling on other websites, even though it would be insanely profitable for them. Barnes & Noble has one, but like Best Buy doesn't have one, Walmart doesn't have one, although they do have Jet, is because they have to monitor that stuff. And if they release like a third-party marketplace and word gets out like counterfeit goods are being sold on that marketplace, it's a black eye for Walmart, Best Buy, Fry's, whatever. However, counterfeit goods are sold on Amazon all the time, and people just kind of take it at face value because, hey, you can get anything on Amazon. Absolutely anything. So why would you not be able to get this? Well, no, it's fake. Again, my wife bought that Baby Group and Baby Yoda t-shirt. It's cute. Not saying it's not. It's not real. Disney didn't make it. Marvel didn't sanction it. Lucasfilm had no hand to create on it. Heck, it kind of looked like a copy and paste Photoshop job, to be honest. But anyway, so Navarro wants Amazon to adopt a list of best practices that were outlined in a recent government report on counterfeiting. These include stricter vetting of third-party sellers and using rapid notice and takedown procedure, although, as I have discussed, that could also create more problems. So, of course, an Amazon spokesperson said that senior executives have met with Navarro, but that's not the point. The point is Bezos himself is ignoring the problem, and Amazon has invested heavily in the third-party marketplace because that's where they make most of their money. The majority of items sold on Amazon is third-party. So the Trump administration announced on January 24th that it would begin imposing fines and other penalties on merchandise, warehouses, and third-party websites such as Amazon that facilitated the import and sale of counterfeits. Pirated goods, they said, have become a growing problem as major merchants rely more heavily on third-party sellers. And Navarro added, for all practical purposes, these e-commerce hubs are basically laundries for counterfeits. The thrust of the recommendation is to get e-commerce hubs to accept their fair share of responsibility. And by the way, what I think is probably going to be the future, it might be something like Shopify, where people create their own stores, and when someone has a complaint about your store selling counterfeit good, that individual store is reported to the government, and then they are investigated, and then the government can get involved. But Amazon and eBay takes a hands-off approach until the government does their investigation and says, okay, this store is not contributing wisely. And now, granted, I know you close one of those stores, you can open another one. It's complicated. But that would also, I think, kind of create like an interesting little a little counter, because now instead of having like an Amazon or an eBay seller account, you have a Shopify account, or maybe even like a Rakuten seller account, and those sites will sync with these websites, so it's like truly third party. And Amazon will do business with the how should I put this? The hosts of the third-party things, but Amazon won't have any control over the third-party sellers themselves, which, by the way, might remove a conflict of interest. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. There's a lot that can be said about this. But anyway, I'd like to know what you think about this. Do you think Lex Luthor is deliberately avoiding Navarro, or do you think maybe this is a miscommunication? I don't know. I'd like to know what your thoughts are. Comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.